Like plants, animals also have tissue. Animal tissue is quite different from plant tissues. Why? Because animals and plants have different lifestyle. So their tissue will be different, right? Animal tissue can be broadly divided into 4 types: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and the nervous tissue. In today's video, we will talk about epithelial tissue for class 9. Hello students, I am Poonam and you are watching Poonam's classroom. So, epithelial tissue is the protective tissue covering the whole body. Epi in Greek means upon or above. So, epithelial tissue is the tissue found above every surface in animal body. So, you can understand that it helps in protection. So, students, if someone asks you what is epithelial tissue, what are you going to tell? It is a thin, continuous protective layer of compactly packed cells with little intercellular space covering on all internal and external surfaces of our body, lines body cavities and hollow organs, and is the major tissue in glands. So, it has a thin layer. It is continuous, forming a sheet, and the cells are compactly arranged without any intercellular space. Why no intercellular space? Can you guess? Because if the cells are loosely packed and there is intercellular space, then anything can enter, right? It is so tightly arranged that there is no space and thus it looks like a sheet and it covers everything. Remember, anything that enters our body must cross at least one layer of epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is also called epithelium. This is how a typical epithelial tissue will look. See how compactly they are arranged, forming a continuous sheet. And can you see this part below the epithelial tissue? As if all the cells are glued to this part, isn't it? This is called the basement membrane. So, epithelial tissue are attached to the basement membrane on one side. Basement membrane is non-cellular membrane and below the basement membrane lies the connective tissue. This basement membrane is a mixture of carbohydrates and proteins secreted by the epithelial cell and connective tissue cells. So students, can you tell me the characteristics or properties of epithelial tissue? They are made up of thin cells. The cells are compactly arranged without any intercellular space, and if space is present, it is very less. They are irregular in shape. They are attached to the non-cellular fibrous basement membrane at one side. Now let's see the functions of epithelial cell. Can you tell me at least one function performed by the epithelial tissue? Yes, you are correct. One of the functions is to give protection. For example, the skin is the barrier and protects the internal surface of the body from damage and dehydration. It also helps in absorption. In the intestine, this tissue absorbs nutrients during digestion. Secretion is the other function. Epithelial tissue in glands secrete hormones, enzymes, and other substances. Excretion. Epithelial tissue in the kidney excrete waste and in the sweat gland excrete perspiration. Now, what is this perspiration? Perspiration is the process of sweating. Sensory. Epithelial tissue also has a sensory function as it contains sensory nerves in the areas such as skin, tongue, nose, and ears. Exchange of substance. Epithelial tissue regulates the exchange of substance between body and external environment as well as the internal exchange between different parts of the body. Everything that enters the body or enters the bloodstream by absorption has to cross the epithelial barrier. Movement. Ciliated epithelial tissue can be found in areas such as female reproductive tract and also respiratory tract. Now, what is this cilia? Cilia are the hair-like protrusions that help the movement of substances such as dust particles or female gametes in the proper direction. So, the basic functions of epithelial tissue are protection, absorption, secretion, excretion, sensory, exchange of substance, and movement. Epithelial tissue can be divided based on layers, and also based on the shape of the cells. Based on layers, epithelial tissue is of three types: simple epithelium, stratified epithelium, and pseudostratified epithelium. And based on the shape, it is again of three types: squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, and columnar epithelium. In this video, we will learn about types based on layer. So first is the simple epithelium. Simple epithelium means a tissue where the cells are arranged in single layer. That is, only one layer is present. Because of its simple arrangement, it is called simple epithelium. Simple epithelium is found in the lining of blood vessels, kidney, skin and lungs. Simple epithelium aid in diffusion and osmosis process in the body. See the cells. They are all attached to the basement membrane in one layer, isn't it? Next is stratified epithelium. Stratified means arranged in layers. So can you guess what stratified epithelium means? It means cells are present in multiple layers. These cells typically cover exterior surface of the body such as skin. Stratified epithelium serves as a protective role by helping to prevent water loss and damage by chemical or friction. This is how stratified epithelium will look. Can you see the cells are arranged in multiple layers? The third one is pseudostratified epithelium. Now, pseudo means false and we know stratified means layers. So can you guess what this epithelia will be? Epithelia is the plural of epithelium. Okay, students. So they appear to be stratified, but actually they are not. They are made of single layer of cells, but this type of tissue contains nuclei that are arranged at different levels, making it appear to be stratified. Pseudostratified epithelium is found in the respiratory tract. The pseudostratified epithelium of the respiratory tract is ciliated and contains finger-like projections that help to remove unwanted particles from the lungs. See in this figure, the nucleus are not in the same line, isn't it? So, under the microscope, it gives a layered appearance. So, students, is it clear that depending upon the layers, epithelium can be divided into three types: simple epithelium, stratified epithelium, and pseudostratified epithelium. Now, depending upon the shape, it can again be divided into three types, right? The squamous epithelium, the cuboidal epithelium, and the columnar epithelium. Squamous means like the shape of flat tiles on a floor. That is, they are very flat cells. Cuboidal means like cubes, that is, their shape of dice. And columnar means pillar or shape of brick at one end. We will discuss about all of them in details in the upcoming video. Interesting thing is that by combining the layer name and the shape name, we can name epithelial tissue as stratified squamous epithelium, meaning the cells are in multiple layers but very thin. Again, something like simple cuboidal epithelium. Can you guess what it means? Write me in the comment. It means single layer of cuboidal epithelium cells, isn't it? Likewise, pseudostratified columnar epithelium will mean columnar epithelium which are in single layer but gives an appearance of multiple layers. Is this understandable, my dear students? So in this video, we learned about the basics of epithelium tissue, which is one of the animal tissue. In the next video, we will learn in details about squamous epithelium tissue. So let's stop here today, and till the next video comes, keep watching the other videos, and yes, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. See you soon.